Hi my friends, welcome to the channel English Professionally, and this video is called Useful English Phrases for the following levels, so intermediate and upper intermediate, and we are going to talk about learning English. So really there are very useful phrases which you can use in your English conversation. Okay, so let's have a look at all this. So I'd like to enlarge my vocabulary. So of course, you can say I'd like to make my vocabulary larger, but there are other possible ways of how you can say it naturally and correctly. So I'd like to enlarge my vocabulary, or I'd like to widen my vocabulary. Yeah, you want to make it wider, or you want, maybe you can say I'd like to enrich my vocabulary. So you want to make it richer. So really, you want to make your vocabulary larger, wider, and richer. Okay, next. I'd like to improve my English greatly, but there are other ways, of how you can say it. So considerably or significantly, it means greatly, a lot. So I'd like to improve my English significantly or considerably. Okay? A lot was said and little was done. So it's passive voice, so it was said and done by someone, so you need to use passive voice, so was plus the third form. A lot means it. A lot was said and little was done. Okay, what's the way out of this situation? So actually, when you don't know what to do, you can say, or you can ask, what's the way out of this situation? Or what should I do? What should we do? Okay, I could mention it right now. So I could mention it, it means that it's possible for you. I could mention it right now. Your lessons are worth watching. So it means it's a very good idea to watch lessons. So it's really worth doing. Your lessons are worth watching, or maybe you can say that your lessons are worth recommending. So it's a good idea, to recommend your lessons or these lessons, and maybe they deserve it. Okay. So what advantages and disadvantages of learning English online can you name? So advantages and disadvantages, some maybe good and negative things about learning English online. So of course, there are some negative things, not only positive things, but maybe there are mostly positive things. And so it's a good question. So really, what advantages and disadvantages of learning English online can you name? Do you agree? Of course. So I know that mostly people use of course, people mostly use of course, but you can also say certainly or absolutely. So do you agree? Certainly. Okay, so if you want to say something shortly, you can say to say it briefly, to say it shortly. So briefly and shortly are similar words. So shortly, briefly, you can also say it in one word, or shortly speaking, briefly speaking. For example, briefly speaking, it was a huge success, or it was a tremendous success. So tremendous also means huge. So briefly speaking, it was a huge success. You can also say, so just shortly, it was a big success. But I think that, mostly students whose level is about pre-intermediate say it this way. If you want to sound more advanced, you need to use more advanced vocabulary. It's natural, really. Okay, so briefly speaking, it was a huge success, or it was a tremendous success. Next, I know it's difficult, but I won't give up. So I won't stop, I won't give up. I'm not fully satisfied with the quality of this product. So you aren't happy about the quality of this product. I have come to the following conclusion. So you have this conclusion, So at the end maybe of your mental process, when you had to think a lot, so you have a conclusion, and so you can say that I have come to the following conclusion. I'd like to point out that, or I'd like to say that, I'd like to point out that I feel another way, I feel differently. So the next phrase, as for me, or as far as I understand, as far as I know, it doesn't work. As far as I understand, it doesn't work this way, or it doesn't work so. I'm at a loss. So I'm at a loss, it means I don't know what to do. And then, so you see the use of the second conditional. If I really knew it, my life would be different. So if I really knew it, past simple, then would plus verb. If I really knew it, my life would be different. To be honest, to be frank, I learn English here every day. So I want to be honest with you, I want to be frank with you. I'm absolutely sure that it will bear fruit. So it will bring some good results. It will bear fruit. I feel the necessity to practice English more and more. So I feel the necessity, or I feel it's necessary. I feel that it's necessary to practice English more and more. You're absolutely right that I need to spot my strong and weak points. So spot, to find. So strong points, so maybe some good things which I do, and weak points, some bad things which I do or which I have. So it's also important. Next, well, it can take place or it can happen. I need to overcome or break down the language barrier. So when you want to speak English fluently, naturally and fast, and so there is no need to worry. You can say it very simply, don't worry, don't worry, be happy. Or you can say it like this, something like this, so there is no need to worry. So what's your story of learning English? Yeah, it's a simple way of asking this question. There is another way, a more difficult one. So what's your learning English background? What's learning English background? So what's your story of learning English? Tell me about your experience, skills and impressions, and so on. Next, I know English as well as educated native speakers, yeah, or like educated native speakers. So just, I know one person and he told me, okay, so I want to know English like a native speaker, but the question is, okay, so native speakers are different. So what kind of native speakers? So with education or without education? So, and I think it's better to say an educated native speaker if you really want to know it really well. So this thing is familiar to me, or I know this thing. There is a connection with the present, so it's present perfect, yeah? You know that we use present perfect if there is a connection with the present. I can't stand it, I can't bear it, or I hate it. Actually, that's true, or in fact, that's true, that's right. I have vast experience in teaching English for all levels, needs and purposes. So vast experience or great experience. He turned into a very successful man, or he became a very successful man, or you can say a highly successful man. I don't know exactly how to solve this task or how to solve this problem, or you can also use the phrasal verb, how to sort out this task, how to sort out this problem. I won't deny it, so I won't say no, I won't say that it isn't true. So most people don't know how to learn English effectively. Effectively, it's an adverb. So I felt so awkward, or I felt so uncomfortable. The more English practice, the better. So really, it's very important to have lots of English practice. And I hope that you also think that the more videos for different levels, the better, not just for beginners. Right. So next, I'd like to share my knowledge with you. So it's a good idea when we share something good with other people. My level of English grammar leaves a lot to be desired, so it means it isn't perfect at all, so it isn't so good in reality. So there are pluses and minuses, or there are pros and cons of online education. A very natural phrase, there are pros and cons of online education, or advantages and disadvantages of learning English online. Indeed, yeah. So you can also say he is ashamed of his mistakes, or he feels ashamed. So shame on you, yeah, we often sometimes hear shame on you. To cut a long story short, or just shortly, briefly, I've used different techniques, I've used different methods. And we need to set clear goals. We need to set clear goals, we need to say maybe clear strategies, clear plans, and so on. So set clear goals. Okay, so you see that actually we were talking about this topic, learning English. It's a very important topic, and I think that you've noticed actually one important thing. So you can, speak English very simply in a very simple way, using, a very simple vocabulary. Yeah, but if you do it, yes, it's okay. But if you really want to sound more advanced, yeah, to show that your level is intermediate, upper intermediate, or even higher, so whether you want it or not, so inevitably you need to use more advanced vocabulary. So different phrases, we also call them collocations, different grammar structures. And I think that this lesson, yeah, which is aimed actually mostly at students who have this level, about this level, intermediate, so it's a very good example. It's a very good example. So I think that actually now you see what you need to do, so what kind of work you need actually to do and carry out. So just I want to wish you good luck, and so if you support this idea, I mean, of creating more lessons and playlists for intermediate and upper intermediate levels and advanced levels too, yeah, including advanced levels, just let me know, and we'll do it with your support, only with your support, with your help. Okay, thank you, yeah, good luck, and I wish you a good mood as well.